Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. It is so nice to have you with us here at A Stable Life. My name is Joel. Looking forward to having you guys hanging out with me for the day. And if you really enjoy these videos and would like to see more horse content, farm content, and family content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're starting off the day inside our horse stable, and things are extremely humid. Right now, temperature is only 75 degrees, but everywhere you go, it is just saturated. We're looking at humidity levels in the high 90s, percentile that is. As for our horse barn, it's really good to have all these fans running, that's for sure. Stepping on over here, I would like to introduce you guys to the newest member of the Sunny Knoll family. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coco. I'm gonna head on out here because I have the absolute cutest story to tell you guys. Firstly, you'll notice that Coco is with Honey. Hey, Honey. And that is because the person that owns Honey is also the one that owns Coco. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Joel, didn't you just get a new horse? Yes, we did. That is Ebony. And Ebony is out in the middle field, down there eating hay. We'll be seeing her later on this morning. Now, Coco has arrived to us and he is injured. He is a 20-year-old gelding. I actually don't know the breeding that is Coco. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Now, Ebony took our last stall. As you guys know, we actually have a waiting list of individuals that are waiting to get here. We have 25 stalls that are available for rent at our stable. And we have 25 horses here. So what are we doing with number 26? And how did he get here? In order for Coco to be here, it all has to deal with Honey. Honey is 32 years old. And because she is so old, she takes quite a long time to eat. She has missing teeth, and she requires a lot of special care, as anyone would in that age. As for Coco, Coco and Honey are friends. So Coco is gonna be taking Honey's stall. Honey is going back out here to this stall out here. Now, for our longtime viewers, you may remember that Tucker used to be out here, and this is where he would eat. And a lot of you always were so excited when we finally were able to get the stalls in the barn renovated and up and running, and Tucker was moved out of here and into the main stable. So Honey is gonna be fed out here. This is her stall. She is gonna be chilling out here with the donkeys. Interestingly enough, Honey and Buster and Rocky all are very fond of each other. They're very fond of each other. Good friends. So Coco's in Honey's stall. Honey is now out here. While Coco is getting to know the pasture and the horses in the herd, he is going to be with Honey, and they're gonna enjoy this time together. And what's really nice and a good benefit is these two horses have not seen each other in over 6 years. 6 years. And what's amazing is that when Coco and Honey first met, they remembered each other. There was no screaming, there was no fighting, there was nothing, no hubbub at all. And Coco is very protective over Honey, which is very sweet. So with Coco here, we're going to work on getting him fixed. He had an injury that he sustained before he arrived at our stable, as well as a trailering injury that he sustained on his way to our stable. So once those things are fixed, he's gonna start getting turned out and integrated into the herd. And we're thinking maybe, just maybe, after he's fully integrated, continuing protecting Honey, we can have Honey back out in the herd day and night. If not, that's completely fine. We'll keep Honey in the left run over the night, and Coco will be out in both pastures. We don't know exactly which pastures he's going to be going in. Time will be needed to answer that question. But yes, 26 horses, it's crazy. I can't believe it. I didn't think we would have that much horses. In fact, on the channel, multiple times I have stated, we're never gonna be that big ever again. We have peaked at over 30 horses at this stable. So this isn't the most horses that we've ever taken care of, but we have stated that we never wanted to go back to a point where we have more horses than we do stalls. And we are officially beyond capacity because that stall out there is only for rehabilitating horses. That was its design, that is its purpose. Now it's actually being used as a stall. So that means that we have to do a little bit of juggling around when it comes to a horse that gets injured, which is something we're willing to do, but that's it. No more horses. As it is, when we did our hay evaluation, that was not including the 25 horses, and I've added a little bit onto that, but now we have 26. And Ebony is a bigger horse, and Coco is a bigger horse, and you guys know what that means. They're gonna be going through more hay. Look at this feed board. Isn't this thing just so crazy? I mean, oh my goodness, this is, every single horse gets individualized feed, morning and evening. And look at the supplement shelf. I mean, as you guys know, we just put these in and we're already at capacity with them. Oh, the birds are really loud today. Crazy. Also have some new additions to talk about in the stable. I know, more? I did some wiring over the past 2 weeks actually, and replaced all of the electrical wiring running from our panel box to our 3-way light switch and back. So everything is now really good, really happy with that. That is now fixed. And we also are putting in some new stuff. So part of the new stuff, we now have an outlet down here, looking good, and a light switch. This will turn on the lights in the feed room. We don't have them, they're ordered, they're on their way. So it's at this point that I would love to thank every single one of you viewers that sent us a Lowe's gift card. That is what all that money went to. You guys helped us upgrade a lot of the stable wiring, making our fire hazard to 0. Thank you so much for that. And also allowed us to, so that I can have a fan in here, lights in the feed room, and even more, we're gonna be adding outlets to our stalls. So every single stall is going to have an outlet inside it, and that is going to be what all of the fans are plugged into. That is going to be very nice because instead of having the fans tied into the same circuit the lights are on, they'll be on a separate circuit, meaning our lights will be nice and bright, and our fans will be nice and powerful. And our horses will be nice and cool, and our clients will be nice and happy. Lots of nices, lots of goods. I love it. We've got a lot to get to today, but I had to get all that information to you guys, so I'm sorry for the info dump right at the beginning of the video. Anyways, let's get these beautiful horses on inside the stable. With all of the grain in the stalls, we can now talk about some changes that's happening to our feeding routine. Since Honey and Coco are together, Coco is coming in, but Honey is not. So I'm gonna take a rope and I'm gonna grab Coco, but only Coco, because Honey isn't coming in. She's gonna be going to her stall over there. But if I take the food over to Honey's stall, then Coco is gonna follow Honey over to her stall. Hey Coco, you look like a chill dude. And yes, I know, the first new gelding that we've had at the stable in quite a long time. Hey Coco, excuse me honey. Come on Coco, come on. Oh. Coco's backing away and saying no. There is always the horse element to be considered. So that didn't work. Oh. Coco seems a little scared of the barn for some reason. He was that way when he first got here and probably doesn't want to leave Honey. Honey, I got your food right here. Follow me. She's trying to eat it. Here's something else, horse. Going in here. All right, all right. It's okay. Over here. Glad she's sitting down. Okay. A lot of food for Honey. Now that Honey is eating, let me try catching Coco again. Coco might be more inclined to follow me now that Honey is out of the picture. Come on, Coco. Come on, Coco. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, you're all right. It's walking so far behind me. Yeah, come on. That's it. What? Doesn't help we have a light out right here, so any little level of darkness can be a little scary to these guys. It's okay. Come on. It's okay. Look. Look, see? No? All right. Let me put Honey's bucket down. Let's try a different way. Let's walk you this way. Yeah. Let's try this, huh? Yeah, come on. Coco. Come on. Come on, Coco. Walk. Just instantly stops me. Coco, you're getting fed in the barn. Come on. We dewormed him last night and he was cool as a cucumber. Maybe the gate's too closed. Now we're gonna try the tried and true method, which is basically I'm just gonna keep going in circles and asking him to walk in the barn. Eventually he will give in. Now we're okay. Good boy, Coco. Thank you. Whew. This is just growing pains. I fully suspect he'll be cool as a cucumber as, oh, it's okay. All right. Good. Very spookish. You never know what these horses have gone through before they hit your care. So though it's at times very frustrating, you never know if they went through something that would warrant why they're being so scared. So I try to always give them the benefit of the doubt. Not only for them, but it helps me be patient with trying to deal with their idiosyncrasies. Anyway, with Coco now in the stall, he's not gonna eat until the rest of the horses are in the barn. We gotta close the gate so that Honey, once she's done eating, isn't just free to go. And then we can let in all the other horses. And like I said, this is growing pains. Once Coco gets used to things, this will be a lot smoother. And if he protects Honey, we can even get to the point where they're both just in the middle field and we can just go back to how we did it before where we open the gate, and they all come in, they all go to their stalls. And Honey is happier than ever just eating her food. Okay, so now in this pasture, we have Diego and we have Ebony. And both of them don't really necessarily go to their stalls. So I'm gonna feather the gate. We're gonna let Diego through, and Ava, and Bella, and Sarah. And then I'm gonna close the gate behind Sarah. See, now they're smelling Coco's manure, because they're learning about the new horse. All of these guys should go right to their stalls. Should. So, oh my goodness, there's so much going wrong here. So Diego, honestly, I can't even really blame Diego because Ava is going the wrong direction entirely. So we'll put Diego in his stall. Good. And then Ava, come on Sarah, in your stall. Let's go. Oh my goodness, so many problems. Ava, come with me. To your stall, to your stall, to your stall. Now let's get Bella in her stall. To your stall, Bella. Good girl. And Sarah. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep the camera rolling. This is lining to be a very intriguing feeding. Let's see if we have problems with the horses that never give me problems. Good morning, Champ. Good morning, Jack. Ebony is about to lose that halter, so that halter's not gonna, okay, we're running away from me. Oh boy. Didn't go to her stall, went into Tucker's. Hey, Ebony. Hey, you're okay. Let me fix your halter. Come with me. Yeah, you're okay. That's it. Good girl. Ebony's in. See if Rebel went to his stall. He did. Good job, Rebel. Very good, very good. Okay, I think the middle field's good, but just to be sure, let's go check on Champ, Jack, and George. Okay, Jack's good. Come on, George. Good boys. All right, that's George and that's Champ. Middle field. Now let's see how the big field does. All right. I'm gonna try to get it so that we're letting in one horse at a time. Hey, Danny. Hey, Suede. Hey, Poe. Hey, Spitfire. Hey, Declan. Hey, Sriracha. Archer. Skywalker. Weather. Obi. Sorry, Casino. Wasn't able to get it off. I'm coming, buddy. There you go. Good boy. There's Samson. Hey, Tucker. Tucker is dealing with an abscess right now. He will be okay. And we got Argento. I'm not even gonna chance anything with you. There you go. Whew. Well, that was something. Looking at our driveway, things actually look pretty good. We got quite the thunderstorm last night, so we got some rain. Oh, good. Looks like 6/10 of an inch. Might be half an inch if you take the bugs out of it. Good, 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 good. That makes me happy. Awesome. Also, Gavin did an absolutely amazing job weed eating the horse stable. Well done, buddy. Looks awesome. Today's a big day for multiple reasons, but today is the last day that we are feeding 2023 hay. The last day. That's it. We only have one round bale left from 2023. That's it, and we're gonna be feeding it in the big field. So I am very ecstatic about that because now we can move on over to feeding 2024 hay. Normally, it would be at this point that I would be very ecstatic because then we start feeding second cutting, which we have baled. However, we have this group of first cutting bales that are sitting out in the rain that are now bleached, but need to be used before they start to rot. Their shelf life out here in the open is about a month or two with the net wrap. With the string wrap, I would go even less than that. So we're gonna use up this block of 9 first before we start using the second cutting. Even though this is first cutting, I would prefer to save it. Just wrap-wise didn't work out. Byproduct of not having a building to put them in. I'm gonna get myself another bottle of water and let's roll. Man, this is really kind of a surreal moment. All the hay that was here. And here's the last little Lone Ranger right here. This is it. Taking a look at things today, it's looking like we're gonna be feeding, I think I'll feed 2 today. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put this in neutral so I'm not riding the clutch. Just kind of let that sink down on the spikes. There we go. Done. I don't need to worry about losing that. There we go, guys. That's it. That's all the hay from 2023. Gone. July 6th. That's kind of crazy. I can't even believe that we made it to July 6th with 2023 hay. There were some hot moments where I was worried. Really interested to see how 2024 hay year continues to go. And so far, we've had honestly an awesome year with the exception of the second cutting. We'll see how things go. I gotta tell you guys, Feels really nice to be using 2024 hay. However, these are stored outside, and look at the bottom. And the top actually looks like that too. And that's from it staying outside. So the wrapped hay bale that I'm gonna be putting out looks the same way. Just doesn't have the part on the top, and was out at this point now for, I think it was about 10 months, maybe 9 months out in the elements. So it's crazy how well that wrap does. And then this year, I'm actually gonna be doing something a bit later on here in regards to how we store our wrap bales that I'm thinking should improve the quality of our hay, so that next year, 2025, while we're feeding hay in the early spring and summer, they will look even better than these guys do right now. Exciting times. Perspiring. I am happy to report that feeding is all wrapped up. All of the horses are out. Everybody's out except for Coco. Coco is in the lower arena and left run. I am actually going to head over to a local store, and we're going to be looking at lawnmowers. Our lawnmower died, so going to be looking at getting a new one. The plan was to fix it, but then in the attempt of fixing it, it ended up proving to be basically we have to get a whole new part. And it's like, do you put money on the old mower? Do you buy the new mower? It is over 10 years old, so we've decided we're just gonna go ahead for a new one. So I'm gonna take care of that off camera. And then when we rejoin, we're gonna be heading on out and we're gonna be fixing some round bales. All right, well, the place was closed, so we'll put a pin in that. We're up here on the top. One of my favorite places on the farm, has one of the best views. All that you're looking at is what we farm. So it's over to our left is the horse pasture. Straight ahead of us is where all the vegetables are planted. In fact, very far beyond that, which this camera won't pick up, but you can see Daniel's out there working with the tractor right now. You got little marshmallows all in between. Over to our right is more fields swooping down to the woods that has the stream running through it, where all the horse trails and ATV trails are. I left the truck running because we're gonna be going to all of the different areas we have our round bales at, and it's so stinking warm. It's just nice to get back into an air-conditioned cab, you know? Taking a look at these guys, they were the first cutting all from this farm. I really actually, oh, let's see, look at that. Here we got a rip right here. So we've got a new can of spray paint, and we have an anonymous user that sent me some vinyl repair tape. So you know who you are. Thank you. I appreciate you very much, because that is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be patching holes in the round bales. So let's get going. I think that I'm gonna go through and spray paint everything first, and then I'll come back through and tape up all the holes afterwards. It'd be nice if we just didn't even have holes to worry about. What you gonna do, right? So these are gonna be stored like this. Basically, flat end on the ground. So instead of putting the H1 on this side, putting it up here, and then of course, you know, first cutting hay. So I know what farm these are from. It's blue instead of black. Colors. Anyway, I think I only saw one round bale with a hole in it so far, and we patched that one. Patched. Let's see, do we see any others? No, no, no. Ah, got a hole here. Wow, these all did pretty good. Perfect. Man, we only had 2 over here with holes in them. That's awesome. I'm gonna mark a giant X on the front of these bales so that when I come through to start taking hay out, I know which bales to start with. This vinyl tape is actually pretty sweet. And yeah, you guys, when I saw all these holes and I was spray painting X's on them and you were all saying, why don't you just tape it? Never even occurred to me. Never for a second thought about it. Only thing that went through my mind was the integrity was broken and I need to take it first. And I didn't think about the fact that, you know, you're not gonna be using it for a while. Could just tape it up in the meantime to keep it fresher longer. I appreciate you guys, you know that? I really do. Anywho, we're ready to go. Off to the next farm. There's a hawk over there making a lot of noise. Yeah, coming through here, we can see I got some milkweed coming in. Little bits and pieces all over the place. But you can actually see where the water sits in that field by the shade of the grass. That hawk is really loud over there. You got the darker green down there and then the lighter green as you're coming up. This looks better than our other second cutting. And this was mowed a lot later. That's probably why. It was at a more mature state when we got that real intense heat. But yeah, it does look decent. All right, now this is gonna be a lot easier because all of these bales will be marked with an X. I don't have to paint any of these. They're all looking pretty good too. Occasional bird ducky on them, but nothing too crazy. Okay, we got a mark there. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right. Really should have brought a knife. Thankfully, there was only about 3 or 4. That's all done. Now let's head on over to the section near the road. Okay, well, we got the section right near the road all taken care of. There was about 5 or 6 that had some holes in them, and one looks like the landowner bumped it with his tractor while he was planting, but he was planting Timothy for us, so I'm not upset at all. That's why I was here with the tape, right? So we're good. If I look a little warm, it's because I am. Once I start moving, that's gonna go down. This is saying it's 93 outside with a UV index of 9 and a humidity of 61%. But I think it's gotta be higher than that. I mean, it feels like it would be anyway. Could be wrong. Anyway, it's warm. To the next field. I gotta show you this because this is crazy. This is the grass that we had just mowed, okay? We got so little off of this, it wasn't even funny. And if you look, you can actually see it's growing back already. We had 2 thunderstorms that hit at night and got a good amount of rain on it. And so it's coming back. In fact, it's already half the height that it was when we mowed it, which is kind of crazy. I never did talk about our stats, by the way. We ended up getting 10 round bales total from that. It's just insane to think about, but 4 went to the cows, 2 were clover and 2 were alfalfa, and then 6 was hay. I ended up actually baling it and moving all of the bales. We didn't wrap them. We actually stored them in an equipment shed that is the Veggie Boys, and that's just where they're gonna be for now, and then we're gonna feed them before they end up needing to put equipment back in there, because all the equipment that's in there is out being used at the moment, so they can hang in there for upwards to a month or 2. That being said, we have a new total of 280, meaning that we only need 22 to make it to our minimum. And to make it to where I'm comfortable, we need 52. So 52 round bales, and we will be sitting pretty. We keep getting more horses though, so that number's just gonna keep going up. We need a minimum of 302. I'd be happy with 322 and more. All right, this is our last section of stored bales, and this is going to be where all of the wrapped bales are gonna end up soon. But for now, we gotta run on through and fix some round bales on up. So we'll be back in a flash. At this point, I'm getting worried if that thermostat's breaking. 108 degrees, that's insanity. So I am currently in the back room of the store, enjoying some moment in the AC and drinking some water. By the way, just to be clear, whenever you hear me talk about cold temperatures, hot temperatures, rain, well, not rain, but temperatures, cold temperatures and hot temperatures, do not misunderstand me. I do not complain about temperatures. It's not like I am whining about the temperature outside. What I am trying to do is let you guys know what is going on and my experience of said temperatures. I recognize that some of you are used to temperatures far greater than anything I will ever experience here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And if you are working in that condition outside, and that is something that you are consistently doing day in and day out, my hat is off to you in respect. that is impressive. Likewise, working in freezing cold temperatures outside, day in and day out, my hat is off to you. Respect. Please don't misunderstand me. I am not complaining about these temperatures. When it's hot, and my body handles it to a certain level, but then there's moments where it starts giving me problems. Dehydration, heat sickness, possibly passing out here and there. You know, it's because it's the extreme for where I live. So some people, no matter how many times you tell them, just don't understand it. But I know the rest of you guys got me. You're good. Real feel outside is 96 right now. Well, in about 12 minutes, we're gonna head on down in the stable, and it is always about 10 degrees warmer in there. So it's gonna be in the hundreds down there. In the evenings, all of the horses get all their supplements. When it's really hot, the horses mind the heat similar to how we mind the heat, and they sweat. They sweat a lot. So when the horses are sweating, we do replenish their electrolytes. We gotta make sure that they are doing well. The next thing that we need is shade, and both pastures have lots of access to shade. Up here we've got Diego, Ava, Sarah, and Bella, and Ebony all hanging out up here. Another thing that the horses need constant access to, of course, is cold drinking water. So the best way for that to work out is water that is not sitting out in sunlight, in shade, and constantly topped up. So this tank is constantly topped up, and it will be topped up this evening. If the horses choose to want to stand out in the sunlight, that is completely fine, but they need to have access to shade. Down there you can see most of the horses are actually in the trees, in the shade. Only a few are choosing to stand out inside the pasture in the sun. Yes, hello Diego. And it also does mean monitoring when you actually ride your horse. You go up to your horse and you can see this. That's all the salt from him sweating. The sweat has dried, but the salt is still there. It's a telltale sign, first off, that he should get rinsed off, and secondly, that it might not be a good idea to ride him when it's this warm. Things to think about, right? All right, Diego, I gotta measure out your grain first here, buddy. Then I can let you in. Now, this is not something that is standard in every stall, but it is becoming increasingly something that's in every stall, and that is that there is a fan inside. So once they do come in, even though they are not in the sun anymore, sometimes the air gets very stale in here, and it can make things quite warm. So having fans is very important. And increasingly, more and more stalls are getting fans. So all of that is things that we have to think about when it's this warm with the horses. So just as an example here, this is Sriracha's grain. You see that orange stuff? That's electrolytes. And here, there you go. That's nice and green. That's also electrolytes. Funky colors for funky stuff. All right, well, we got all the horses fed and turned out. I tried to get them in and out of the barn as fast as possible because the barn is so warm, and I also wanted to get on home. So that takes us to our question of the day. Our latest video is a day of maintenance, working on all of our tractors. Whew, that was a long day. All right, a lot of comments for this video, which is practically awesome. Pretty much awesome. What do I mean pretty much? It is awesome. You guys are great. I love you guys so much. You're all awesome. Question of the day. Does the sounds of the birds always chirping in the barns all day drive you crazy? What a good question. I actually kind of touched on that in the video today. Honestly, I don't hear it, but there are moments where it's so loud that it kind of crashes into my reality, so to speak. Sometimes I find it beautiful. Sometimes I find it really annoying. It depends on the day, and it depends on what I'm doing. Today, I found it more on the annoying. Leave that where that is. Got a question from Tina Fitzwater, which said, Joel, have you ever thought of working off the farm? Yes, I have. In fact, there was a point in time where I actually considered not working on the farm. I didn't think there was really a need for me on the farm, and I didn't really know if I wanted to pursue the horse stable or not. So I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and it seemed like pursuing a more normal job was a better course, but I gave it time. I didn't act instantly on any ideas, and honestly, I kind of just, as time went on, I realized more of where I fit in and more of where I could excel and contribute and help not only my personal family business, but the entire family at large. And now it's just, honestly, I'm very happy with where I'm at. When I look back at where I was to where I am now, it's kind of crazy, and I know that right now there's going to be continuous change moving forward. It's always in flux. It's always going to be changing. But at this point in time, I can't ever really see myself not doing what I'm doing in some way, shape, or form. Because working with animals, working with the fields, working with equipment, it's a very satisfying work. Yeah, so no, not anymore. I don't think I could ever work off the farm. Unless I had to. You never know, sometimes things change and something forces you to change and whatnot, and if that bridge ever were to arrive, I'll cross it. But Fun fact for you, I used to be a DoorDash driver. Isn't that kind of crazy? Yeah, if you lived in the greater Hazleton area and you ordered DoorDash back in 2019 and 2020, there was a chance that I was the guy that delivered your food for you amongst all the other DoorDashers. There wasn't as much as there is now, but you know, it was back when it was just starting. But yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. You're awesome. I appreciate you so much. I hope you realize the sincerity in that. I'm not just saying that to say it, I mean it. You guys are awesome. It makes my day when I go through the comment section and see all the positivity, all the insight, all the feedback. It's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.